Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Katrina.
And welcome to Do It For The Bit, where we've been nerds since 99.
Cringe nerds.
Cringe nerds since 99. Cosplaying since 99.
We've never cosplayed. But
I want to.
We've had aspirations of maybe...
I want to cosplay so bad.
It's so expensive.
It's so expensive. But the thing is, like, it's slay. It's camp, it's slay, it's fun, it's for the girls.
It's for the girls.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking about Comapalooza and cringe culture in, like, fandom.
Nerdy things. Yeah. Yeah.
So...
where should we start? Should we just go through rapid fire and just say our nerd history?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Me personally, oh my god, now that I'm thinking about it, I completely forgot that I, was a, quote-unquote, stereotypical nerd for, all of elementary school and most of junior high.
Yeah. That's why I'm letting you go first.
Hey! Oh! Hey! Fighting words! I do reserve this right. My culture's not a costume.
So take off your damn cosplay.
Take off your damn cosplay. If you're hot and cosplaying,
culture, not your
vulture.
costume.
Culture vulture.
Not your costume.
Yeah, sorry.
Know your limits.
Know your limits. Because here's the thing. In elementary school,
Yeah.
I loved Star Wars.
And that's fair.
I love Star Wars so much.
Yeah.
I loved Lord of the Rings. These are not deep cuts. Maybe for an elementary school kid, liking Star Wars is not.
For an elementary school kid to have watched the extended edition of Lord of the Rings.
I watched all 3 Lord of the Rings. I did a marathon extended edition whenever I was in first grade.
First grade?
I was 7.
Wow.
I was very small. I did not follow it all completely.
That's fair.
Because there's a lot of names that are Mirror and Mommer and
I'm be honest.
And there's brothers, and sometimes they look alike.
What? When I watched it the first time through, it was I know what's going on, but there are some people who I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. So it was a lot to handle. I remember my mom was bragging about it. So that's a point of pride that my mom would brag on me about, was she'd be I just couldn't believe my daughter was sitting there and sat through all of these movies and was following along. Most adults cannot handle that. And I was wow, I must be some sort of god-level genius.
I am Albert Einstein.
I am
the Albert Einstein.
It was, the only thing was, every time, I was really scared of Gollum. So, and every time Gollum... Schmeagol. I know Schmeagol's your baby.
He's my pobrecito.
That's your pobrecito. That's your poor baby.
Ooh.
I find your reaction to Gollum and Schmeagol to be perplexing, confusing, and upsetting at times.
I just want to brush his hair and give him a little kiss.
What hair? He's got a couple little wispies.
On the forehead. He just needs a little...
I need the audience to know that, Laura's a huge Schmeagol sympathizer.
He's so cute.
What?
I want to find my letterbox. I want to find my letterbox review where I just went into depth about Schmeagol.
I made my girly pops in college watch all the Lord of the Rings extended edition, and Laura's takeaway every time was that Schmeagol was just a poor little baby.
Wait.
And Gollum, Schmeagol / Gollum. She was just oh, pobrecito, poor baby.
Okay, give me one moment.
I've never had anyone talk about Gollum like that. Anyways, I was scared of Gollum whenever I was 7.
Okay.
So I would stand in the doorway of the next room
and watch
from afar, so that way I could move the wall in front, I could step away and block my vision. If I got too scared, because I was scared of him. To me, he was not pobrecito. He was un chupacabra.
No, okay, I said the same. I said Schmeagol, mi pobrecito. I just want to brush his hair and give him a little kiss on the forehead. Heart, 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 crying emoji. Heart with bow tie, face with hearts around it emoji.
And this was your letterbox review for which one?
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Extended edition.
I'm a woman of class, and I'm a woman of class, culture, and divinity. Okay. And I've only seen the extended edition.
That's super valid. But some credit to me, it's because I would only let y'all watch the extended edition.
But the thing is also, like, I want to sit. Yeah, like, I don't want anyone to be like, oh, like, no, I've read the lore. I've seen it.
If you're gonna do the damn thing, you're gonna do the damn thing.
I'm gonna sit my ass down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some Wingstop.
Yeah.
Or maybe some Walk-In Express.
A fat Dr. Pepper.
Oh, fat and it's like cold. Condensating on the outside. Oh, yeah.
Fat and cold Dr. Pepper.
I'm gonna eat my salt and pepper shrimp.
Okay.
I'm gonna have awful stomach pain in a few hours.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Because it tastes so yummy as I am watching.
As you're going through Middle Earth on this adventure. Yeah.
And while it's going through my Middle Earth.
Yeah.
It's also on an adventure.
Yes. Perilous at times.
Oh, and then also whenever we watched it, we all told each other, like, we were like, oh, we're all different characters in
Lord of the Rings. Okay.
So
I don't remember who.
Frodo. Oh, yeah. Frodo was Minsaw.
That makes sense.
Minsaw's
Frodo. The only person I know. Minsaw is our dear friend. She's a girl boss, a queen. She's type A. She's the only person who can handle the responsibility of destroying the one ring that rules them all.
I would immediately
fumble the bag.
I would immediately fall into the vanity of men and be like, ooh, I love wearing rings. You know this about me.
Laura already just likes rings in general.
I will say,
set up from the get-go.
I love rings, so I would just try it on and be like, oh, this is nice.
This is nice.
My ring, whenever we got, like, class rings at UT, my caption was Gollum moment, and I think that's just such a funny... It was so funny.
Yeah.
Circular. That was a banger. That was a banger.
That is a banger. You do love rings.
I love rings. Samwise was Lopak.
Samwise? Oh, yeah. Super supportive, loyal, funny, yeah. Yeah.
You were Mary.
Yes.
And I was Pippin.
Yes.
And that makes so much sense. We were just the two guys who were, like, not invited along, but we weaseled our way in somehow.
Not invited, but there, and we're the life of the party that was not invited. But we are there regardless.
We're there regardless.
My nerd history, I loved Lord of the Rings. I loved Star Wars growing up. And I didn't even it's such a waste, you know, because I see what Pick-Me Girls could do with that. It didn't even occur to me that I could be wielding that power for like male attention at that age. I just liked it. I did not know I could use that as like I'm different. Like, I just genuinely liked it.
They'd be like, name whatever, and you'd be like, yeah, okay. So, like, they have the Battle of Helm's Deep, and then they have, like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, no, literally, like, Star Wars, and just, like, I didn't know I could have been the coolest girl on the playground. I could have had a whole boy squad, and I didn't know I could have had that. Instead, I just wore R2-D2 shirts.
And you're just like, yay.
All the time.
And wasn't,
Follow us at Do It For The Bit podcast. I'll post my iconic R2-D2 shirt. I wore it. It was my favorite shirt.
You wore that shirt all the time.
All the time.
But wasn't you rode the bus with Erica's boyfriend, Erica's husband?
Yes.
And wasn't his picture a picture of Yoda on your phone?
Yes. Jonathan. So our best friend Erica, her now husband, rode the bus with me in elementary school, and he was one of the first numbers in my phone growing up. Because
on your iPhone 3GS?
On my iPhone 3GS. That was the one that has the rounded corners.
That was a sleigh.
They don't do that no more.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah. He was one of the first numbers in my phone because he was my neighbor, and we rode the bus together. And his...
go for it.
No, his profile picture for on my phone is an iFunny picture, and it's YOLO, but it's OOYL, I believe. Only once you live. And it's a picture of Yoda. Because Jonathan would do a Yoda impression, and it would knock my socks off. I'd be like,
this
hot dog, this guy can hang, this guy can hang.
This is awesome.
He would also do Dobby.
Okay.
He kind of covered his bases in terms of like ugly little creatures.
Guys.
With
But
pointy
did he ever do Smeagol?
Shit, I don't know.
What's the point? What is the point?
I'm sure he did Smeagol. I don't remember though.
Okay. Jury's out on that one.
Have you heard Alec, my boyfriend, have you heard his Yoda?
No.
It is creme de la creme. It is
awesome.
It is god tier. That guy can hang. I adore it. It makes me, oh my gosh. It sweeps me off my feet. Sorry, Jonathan, but like Alex is the best Yoda I've ever heard. And he doesn't do like modern like prequel Yoda or like any other. He does old school crazy old man Yoda.
Oh, okay.
He does puppet Yoda. It's so fucking good. It makes me I'm like a cartoon character. Like my feet flutter and I float off the ground for a moment.
And you're like,
It means a lot to me. Anyways,
so sweet.
So I was a real fucking nerd.
Awesome.
But not even like a cool deep cut nerd. Like I'm into like this one like Japanese anime sci-fi or like I'm into no. Your bread and butter, basic bitch nerd, Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, but I was very genuinely into them.
And I respect that.
Still kind of am. I am on a Star Wars hiatus. I haven't touched any Star Wars content in like 2 years.
Bruh, they've fumbled.
They've oversaturated everything and
it's too much.
It's too much. I'll go back to it whenever it's fun again. But yeah, that's my history with being a fucking dork. What do you bring to the table?
Elementary school, I didn't really have like any like thing, like nerdy thing that I was into.
No, honey, you've always been a star.
Always been a star.
Exactly, darling. You've always been a star.
Yes. But I will say like I think like the first kind of fandom I got into, or I just was like really like obsessed with it. Not even like nerdy, but like fandom.
Oh shit, Percy Jackson. I totally forgot.
I was gonna say Hunger Games. Percy Jackson,
ooh, yeah.
Divergent. Those yeah. I read the Hunger Games book, not the series. I read the series 7 times. Yeah. But I read the first book 13 times. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I read it 13 times. I love that book. I rewatched not the first movie because I don't really like the first movie that much, but I watched the last 3 movies this whole weekend while I was doing my nails. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to watch a thing while I do my nails that I already know. And no, I just watched the whole movies and I was like, I still need to do my nails. So then I would just put on the next movie and then I would just keep watch it. And I was like, I forgot to do my nails. I was enjoying the movie too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to the midnight premiere of Hunger Games. We made shirts.
See, that's awesome.
It was fun.
And then I remember I would do my hair like Katniss. I got into archery because of Katniss.
Okay, archery was we were already exposed to archery pre-Hunger Games because of Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts.
But I did get a bow and arrow. Like, I got my own set of bow and arrows.
Yeah, I still have mine, too.
They're chilling at my house.
They're chilling at my house, untouched, because I found out it's very hard to set up an archery range in anywhere where there's people.
Yeah, I think I did it illegally.
Yeah, you're really not supposed to shoot bow and arrows in your backyard.
I would, though.
I also would.
Yeah. Because I had a styrofoam block, and I would just aim for the block, and then if I missed it...
Well, it hits the fence.
It hits the fence. Exactly. HOA, you don't know where I live.
You most definitely do. They're like one thing.
They don't know who I am.
Oh, well, they might know that too.
Doxed. But yeah, no, literally Percy Jackson.
Yes.
Super into that.
Super into Percy Jackson.
And I was very into like Divergent, obviously, but that's like looking back, that was like very bad. It was a very bad book.
Bro, I reread Divergent late high school just because
I don't know how you did it.
Veronica Roth came to our high school.
Yes, because she came to our high school.
And I was like, shit, I love these books like less than 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Surely they hold up. No. That is some of the most bland writing I've ever read. And also, I can't imagine anything that she's talking about. It's not very good. It's not very well written. I'm like, what's going on right now? I'm so sorry, Veronica Roth. You seem so nice. But my word. Those are bad books. And poorly written. The movies were awful. Movies were so bad. So bad. Theo James, though. Theo James killed it. Theo James was... he was nice. Not given a lot. He was not given a lot to work with. But damn, did he not give it his all. But he worked. He put in the work for that. Rent was due. The lights were flickering. Oh, okay? Yeah. He had one chance. The gas stove was already off. The gas stove was not working. Those showers were cold. He had one chance, and
God, he did it.
He did it.
So I was really into like the typical like YA dystopian books.
Yeah. What a good time.
Like that's just fun.
It was so fun.
It was
like,
fun.
It was like the perfect time because we were basically kind of the age or a little bit younger than the characters. So we're like, ooh, a cool teen. And then we were in Girl Scouts still, so we were doing adventure stuff all the time.
And we're outside and we're like there's like almost no supervision, so we're like, ooh, we're making our own like civilization in the wilderness every like other weekend. Yeah. So we're just having the time of our lives.
We were like just in that sweet spot where we still could like have a lot of fun playing pretend. And then, but we were also old enough to where we had tools. Like we would go to knife throwing at Girl Scout camp, or we would do axe throwing at Girl Scout camp, or spear throwing.
Javelin throwing.
Spear throwing, javelin.
I remember
archery.
I had the longest javelin throw.
You did. You knocked down the SpongeBob pinata. I snuck down the SpongeBob pinata. Exactly.
And then everyone was like, because Marvel in the Hunger Games,
he kills people with spears.
His name is Marvel, and so he would call me Marvelina.
Yeah, that was super slick.
That was so much fun.
That was huge for you.
I forgot about the SpongeBob pinata. I just remember Marvelina.
Wait, okay, hold on. Did you throw it the farthest and I hit the SpongeBob?
No, I think I did.
Okay, I remember one of us threw it the farthest and then someone else hit SpongeBob. Basically, okay, sorry, we didn't explain this at all.
What?
We were at Girl Scout camp and there was this big field and they gave us all spears. And there was a SpongeBob pinata in the middle of this field.
Yes.
I think maybe SpongeBob was very far away and you speared him.
That's what I think happened. That sounds right to me. But also I don't really remember.
I know we did.
Either way,
we did a good job at archery at that one too.
We killed.
Both of us. We
popped the balloon.
We popped the balloon, and we both got bullseyes.
We got the bullseye certificate.
Yeah. We also did knife throwing, which was fun.
Always fun.
And then we also did axe throwing. I remember axe throwing was fun because I threw it so hard that the backside of the axe went into.
Yes, I
went
remember this.
into the board. Which I thought was cool. I was like, I was like, cool, I got it to stick. I got it in the target. And then they pulled it out and they're like, damn, bitch. They didn't say damn, bitch.
What?
At Girl Scout camp.
What? They said, holy moly.
They said, holy cannoli.
And they pulled it out. But yeah, I guess now, any fandoms that you're in?
Well, hold on. Okay, so we did the Hunger Games, the Percy Jackson. Okay. We weren't Potterheads. We were
never. I tried to read the books. I didn't like the books. I never liked the books.
You know what? In elementary school, whenever I was so into Percy Jackson, I tried reading Harry Potter. I didn't like the style of writing. I think my problem was I started with Percy Jackson, which is first POV. I did not like that.
Third person?
I didn't like third person in Harry Potter.
I don't remember. I just remember I didn't like it.
And I just couldn't get into it. I loved the movies growing up. I'd watch the movies with my mom. Like, I guess I watched the Harry Potter movies and Lord of the Rings. Like, me and my mom, we had this, like, cycle where, like, every winter break, we would either go through all the Harry Potters, or we do Lord of the Rings, or we do Star Wars, and we kind of put this rotation on.
Interesting. I never was really into the movies. I think I've watched every single one at least once.
I think they're super fun.
I never got into them. I don't really like, even before everything came out, I never really was into it.
I remember not liking J.K. Rowling before it was really good to not like J.K. Rowling, purely because I thought her all the stuff she was ripping from, and everyone's influenced by things for writing and stuff. I was just super frustrated.
I have to say, she ripped. No, excuse me.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Off so much stuff.
It makes me so irrationally angry.
From Harry Potter.
It makes me seem like such a nerd, but it makes me genuinely angry. Please, it brings out such a cringe, nerdy, defensive part.
This is cringe culture, man. Let it out.
Literally, whenever I was making them watch Lord of the Rings, they would not, every time there's something that happens in Lord of the Rings that happens in Harry Potter, they would go, wow, they really ripped this off from Harry Potter, and I would get so upset.
And it was so funny. It's so funny.
Like, I'm self-aware enough to know that they're messing with me, but I'm just like, oh my god, no, this, guys.
You're like, shut up.
Shut up, Lord of the Rings.
Did it first.
They're based off of these books. You know that, guys. You know that. I
like,
know you're.
I don't
joking.
know what you're talking about.
Harry Potter did it first.
J.K. Rowling's really a genius.
Oh, soundbite.
I know.
I'm gonna get your ass with that.
I hate her. Please stop. But no, okay. So Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then rolling into like high school.
Into high school,
really got into Supernatural.
Oh,
I'll say it. I was on Tumblr. I've been on Tumblr for so long. I love Tumblr. It's one of my favorite social media platforms. I don't care. Okay? And I would always see people talk about Supernatural. Okay, Supernatural. Oh, Supernatural.
the super Hulak.
Hulak-ian.
Y'all know about Super Hulak? What y'all know about that?
I couldn't get into Sherlock or Doctor Who.
Dude, Doctor Who is ass. I do not know how people like that show.
I watched the first episode and I was like, no.
I've tried different seasons, different doctors. I've sampled because I'm like, surely the longest running show. Mm-hmm. Surely there's something redeemable.
I'll tell you why.
No,
I'll tell you why.
It's British.
It's British.
British TV is ass, and
I don't like British TV.
British sci-fi is ass. There's a reason their asses have never been in the moon.
I don't know why, but I just keep thinking assless chaps. And I don't
They
know
are
why.
chaps, and they're assless.
Lipless, assless chaps.
Okay, now we're just attacking them as, like, people, so, like, I think we're gonna dial it back and go back to their work. I'm here to critique their work. I'm not for it. Their sci-fi is unimaginative, it's lame, it's kooky, it's gross. Like, let's talk about the Chad Star Trek versus the nerd, Doctor Who. Chad Star Trek.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Star Trek.
With like William Shatner.
Star Trek is saucy and like delicious and imaginative, and like so many things that were like done in Star Trek like actually came true in the future.
Yeah.
Doctor Who is literally ass.
Like, what are I don't understand anything that's going on.
Star Trek was the blueprint, the impact. It was everything.
And it
was like what started fandom culture.
It is what started fandom culture. It's what started fandom culture.
Historians don't like to talk about it.
I took a whole class. I had to write so many papers on fandom, fan culture, and like the first ever like music video like
fan
cams were to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because they had to like click through it, like the projector, they had to click through this like the stills from like the clippings that someone's husband worked on the show.
Yeah, they brought clippings home.
They brought the clippings home, and then they would like play music over and just click along.
Click a slideshow. Fan cams
in the 60s.
Fan cam in the 60s.
Fan cam in the 60s.
That's awesome.
And then also they would use like the projector, not the projector, like the VHS and like record so that way they could make their own.
Oh yeah. They making fan edits.
They were making edits.
Fan fiction.
Yeah. Oh, I'm obsessed. I think it's so cool.
Like, am I a Star Trek fan personally?
No. I think it's fine.
I think it doesn't really apply to me right now. I love the history and the impact of it, though. I love it.
The lore of it, and the way that it changed everything for fandom, and for women to be like, the thing is, whenever they would meet up, they would do conventions,
right?
And they would write fan fiction, and they would just have to give it to each other.
Yeah, print that out.
You have to print it out.
No Wattpad.
Hand it to each other. Like, that's so beautiful.
They were on typewriters,
typing up fan fiction,
and they were they were on their typewriters.
And
they're like, what if Spock kissed Kirk? What if I could make that happen with words that I type right now? And it is pleasing for me to write this out.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna meet up with other people who also enjoy this show,
and they're wearing like fake pointy ears.
And I'm gonna hand this out to people so that way they can read it.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Star Trek conventions. Oh, literally, I am obsessed with like the phenomenon that is fandom.
Literally take my favorite class I took. One of my favorite classes I took was my fandom class.
Yeah.
Because it's just so interesting for people to just be so
obsessed and love.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a very genuine love.
Yeah.
They find like so much culture and community in it. And also like how people used to be like, oh, like they're like a social, they're an outsider. But then but they don't realize that there's such like a large community of other people, and that's how they.
And whenever they find their community, they feel so
like loved and welcomed in it. It's so interesting. Oh, I love fandom.
I love fandom. I love studying fandom. I think fandoms around stuff like Star Trek or like around books, I think storytelling where people come together around stories and characters is way more interesting, and I like it a lot more than like studying stuff like Beatlemania or like people going crazy over Elvis.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
But I think it's interesting talking about like, oh, this is like a way for women to like publicly express themselves in sort of like a sexual way, where like this like sexual freedom to scream
and
about
like
how
fawn
hot
over someone,
like how hot Elvis is. I think that's cool. But like the idea of someone feeling so lonely but just falling in love with the show and then realizing that there's other people that are also super obsessed with this story and lose themselves in this story, and they can go make friends from that.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
And also like whenever you cosplay as someone and how like you're just like, I love this character like for all these traits that they are, or maybe you're like maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, but you just think that they're so interesting that you just want to embody them. It's so interesting.
I love people that do that stuff.
Anyway, let's go back.
Let's run it back.
So Tumblr.
Oh, but I do love the Star Trek movies with Chris Pine.
Hey, more like Chris Pine. Tumblr, yes, I was on Tumblr, and I just kept saying so much stuff about Supernatural, and I was like, fine, I'll give it a whirl. And I gave it a whirl, and I was obsessed with that show. I loved it. I got it immediately. Like, yeah.
And you were obsessed with it, and
I think I was like, Katrina, you should watch it.
You kept bothering me.
You should watch it, please.
I was in my shameful Teen Wolf era.
Okay, iconic though.
I really liked Teen Wolf.
I love Teen Wolf, but it fell off.
It fell off so hard.
After like Dark Void Styles, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, after Void Styles, I was like,
this is confusing. It had too many seasons and also too many like parts of seasons.
Yeah.
They're like season 4A, season 4, and I was like, what's going on? So I was like, you should watch Supernatural, please.
So I started watching Supernatural, and
this was like high school. Like I think we were 15-ish.
Yeah, we were like 15. And I'll say it, I still think seasons 1 through 5 of Supernatural hold up.
It should have stopped after season 5.
It's a full circle. Everybody is wrapped up. Everybody go home.
The creator originally was like, it's gonna be 5 seasons of television, and like originally mapped it out for it to be 5 seasons, and those 5 seasons are glorious. Done so well.
It was really nice.
But then they were like, what if we just kept going?
What if we kept going? And then what if we kept going some more and some more?
Ended in the most unsatisfying way possible. I dropped off after season like 13. I think they had 15 seasons, 16 seasons.
I think it was 15.
I dropped off after like I think season 12, season 13.
I didn't make it that far. I think
I kept fighting. I was God's strongest soldier.
Yeah.
And this was my battle to finish Supernatural. And lo and behold, I could not. It was so bad.
So bad.
But I loved like once I like got caught up to like the current season that was like going out.
Yeah.
It was really fun being on Tumblr and like following all like the mutuals and like seeing their thoughts on the episode and like being involved in that community in real time.
Literally I remember when the last episode aired because so much shit happened in the world.
Yes, oh my gosh.
What happened that day?
No, it wasn't the last day. It was whenever Cass died. And it was like Putin was something was going on with Putin, and then Cass was like, "I love you, Dean," and then he went to super hell.
Oh my god! Literally, there's something happened with Putin. I don't know if he was like threatening.
I think it was like November 5th or something like that. Oh my God. I have to look this up. Putin's reported resignation through Supernatural memes. Yes, because I remembered like the text. Because the thing is, it was like Putin resigned, Cass said, "I love you," and like that was like canon.
Yeah.
And then something else happened, and then something else happened, all on November 5th.
Yeah.
Of, like, 2020.
Day will live in infamy.
No, 2020? No.
It was 2020.
Was it 2020?
We were in the O2, and COVID was going on.
What?
Yeah. I can't believe Supernatural and COVID overlapped.
November 5th, Supernatural.
Literally.
Destiel Gate. It's on fanlore.com. Destiel Gate is a name given to a series of events and occurrences in supernatural fandom beginning 5th November 2020 with the canonization of Destiel. The canonization was celebrated by some fans, but the unrequited love confession was controversial for other fans. It did go to season 16.
Okay. What were the news events that dropped?
I'm trying to see. The airing of and subsequent reaction of season 15, episode 18 happened at the same time as a spreading of a false rumor involving the resignation of Putin. Because of this, memes and jokes spread throughout sites such as Tumblr, implying that the two were linked and that Putin was resigning either because he was a Destiel shipper who disliked the confession scene's handling or because of homophobia, in that he disliked Destiel becoming canon. Many people appeared to find out about Putin's false resignation through these memes, which then led to more memes. This response also took place during the period of time in which the results of the 2020 United States presidential election were still up in the air.
Holy shit!
Specifically around the results for the state of Georgia. This also led memes to both relating these two things to Destiel, as well as the general absurdity of that night. Some fans used the tag Super Putin Election to share posts and memes related to these events. Election-related memes continued for a number of days, and the election count itself continued. This culminated in a press conference at 4 Seasons Total Landscaping, which in and of itself inspired many memes, and during which the election results were called. The 4 Seasons Total Landscaping AU arose from those memes, and Supernatural is one of the first fandoms to employ that trope in fan fiction.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
During the Mayhem DashCon staff seemingly returned to Tumblr to announce that DashCon was returning in 2021. Y'all want to hear about DashCon?
I don't think we have the time to talk about DashCon.
That is one of my favorite events on Tumblr.
If you want to have a little laugh,
look up DashCon.
Look up DashCon and
look up the ball
pit.
DashCon.
In some information, Tumblr tried to have a convention for itself,
and it did not go well.
It was basically just an empty venue. It was it looked like an airplane hangar.
It was an empty venue
with one inflatable ball pit. And this was supposed to be a site-wide.
And it was site-wide. They're supposed to bring people in. They're supposed to bring everyone in, and DashCon 2011 failed.
Way more interesting than TanaCon.
If you want to hear, if you think TanaCon was interesting, hold your horses.
Hold
your horses. We should do a DashCon episode.
I don't think there's enough content because nothing went down.
Oh, but so much went down. Trust me. So anyway,
yeah.
Supernatural.
There was this long-running gag that the angel character Castiel was, and the main character, one of the main characters, Dean played by
Jeremy.
Jeremy. No, his name's not Jeremy. Stop saying Jeremy. Stop saying Jeremy.
Ackles.
Jensen Ackles.
There
Jesus
it is.
Christ, we got it.
I was gonna say Jamie, and I was like, what?
Jeremy.
Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, Jensen Ackles, which a lot of people now know from The Boys.
The Boys, yeah.
Well, Jensen Ackles was the main character, and everyone thought that this main character, Jensen Ackles, was gay for this angel character, and they had this long-running thing where they dragged everyone along for 15 seasons.
And the thing is, Castiel came in season 4?
Yeah.
Season 3 or 4?
Yeah, he was not supposed to be a main character.
He was not supposed to be a main character. He became main character. Yeah. But from episode 1, as soon as Castiel was in there,
someone picked up on something fruity.
The next day, the first Destiel fic is written on Archive.
Wow.
AO3.
Wow. Something.
That's iconic. That's iconic.
That's instant.
And then, okay.
They saw that on TV with commercials, and they were like, okay, I gotta get to work. I gotta get my ass up and work. I gotta get my ass up and work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sitting around.
Also, this show is so old. Literally, when it started,
people were writing on
Bush was president. Snooki was in an episode.
Snooki was in an episode.
Paris Hilton was in an episode.
She was. That was awesome.
Was a Kardashian in an episode? No.
No. Snooki was a Crossroads demon.
Yes. And then Paris Hilton was like a demon that was a wax figure.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's any other good cameos.
There were a few.
Anyways, but yeah, basically these characters, the writers figured out that everyone loved them as a gay couple.
Yeah.
So they would make lots of little in-jokes, but they would never, ever let them be together. Mm-hmm. And then, as the show's wrapping up, it's second to last season.
Mm-hmm. The finale of the season. The finale of season 15.
Yeah. What happens is, spoilies.
If
you're gonna watch 15 seasons of television...
16 seasons.
16. This one happens at the finale of 15. Then, skip ahead. But,
Destiel. Castiel tells he's at the end of his rope. Okay,
yeah, he's at the end of his rope. He's about to die.
There's no more options. He knows he has to sacrifice himself to save Dean, his one true love.
Yes,
and he says he doesn't say "I love you" in English, but in the Spanish version he does say "te amo."
Ooh, controversy.
But in the English version he just says I've always cared for you, blah blah blah, something like that.
It's basically kind of a cop-out proclamation of love. You can take it as straight or you can take it as gay.
But everyone took it as gay.
Yeah.
And
Jensen Ackles' character doesn't say anything.
He stares blankly at Castiel, who is pouring his heart out.
Yeah.
Pouring his heart out and is about to sacrifice him to save his life.
Uh-huh.
And Dean is saying, ugh.
He says nothing. He gives a little pursed man face.
He's contemplating.
He is contemplative. He pushes his eyebrows together and has his mouth slightly agape.
And then Castiel leaves to save him. He sacrifices himself
and gets sent to super duper hell.
Apparently that's fake. Apparently
what?
He didn't get sent to super hell.
He didn't get sent to super hell, but everyone thought he did.
I know. I think someone lied.
It's funny. It's funny because everyone was saying he
got literally sent to the EBD for being gay.
He literally said "gay, I love you" and got sent to super duper hell. It was the most homophobic way they could have wrapped up that love story.
But I don't think it was gay. I don't think he got sent to super hell.
He didn't get sent to super duper hell because they kept on having to invent new hells because every season
they kept escaping.
They kept escaping, so hell just wasn't that big of a deal anymore.
I know they'd always
so then they invented super duper hell.
The EBDB.
If you go to the EBDB, you die and you can't come back.
I just remember.
But I'm like, isn't that how hell was supposed to work? You asshats.
I just remember that it was man, they're oh, for real this time you won't come back, and then they come back and it's
well, nothing's that serious then.
Nothing's that serious.
If y'all keep coming back to life.
So, that's Destiel.
Also, they wrapped up the show.
The show itself, they wrapped up in the worst way.
Spoilies. Jensen Ackles' character, Dean.
Well, first of all, before we say how they ended it, here's how a lot of people wanted it to end. They wanted the characters to die together. I read this one that was kind of beautiful. I read this one headcanon on Tumblr where it was
carbon monoxide poisoning gets them.
No.
Oh, that's
what?
Very peaceful.
No, I read one where they're both in a hunt and they can't take it off or they can't fight it off or whatever, and they both get seriously injured, and so they're both lying on the ground dying, and no one's coming to save them, and then they're just kind of Dean says something kind of witty. I don't remember exactly. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Dean says something kind of witty and is this was the wildest hunt. Thank you. It's just saying your goodbyes and your thank yous to your brother that you've been through so much with.
Yes. Also, we need to make it clear that they hunt monsters.
They hunt monsters.
Yeah.
And then Sam's oh, you two, you're the best. Whatever. They say their goodbyes, and then as they slowly die, Carry On My Wayward Son plays, and it just fades to black and something like that. And I was you know what? That would have been a great way to go.
That
I don't need any more. I don't need to hear anything else after them. If they just go like that, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But instead, Dean dies.
Jensen Ackles dies
by falling.
He trips backwards
on a hook.
He impales himself.
And instead of Sam being going to get help and being oh, let me help you, Dean's just no, Sammy, leave me be. I'm tired.
He literally impaled himself on a bad day and decided, you know what, this one's it.
That's the weakest way to go out.
It was so lame. And Sam just was like, yeah, okay. As if Sam and Dean are constantly fighting to save each other. And then this, like, one random time he impales himself and Sam's like, all right, if you want to die,
then I'll let you do it.
I'll let you do that.
And then they just show Sam getting old with, like, the ugliest wig you've ever seen in your life.
They put, what's the character's name?
Jared Padalecki.
They put Jared Padalecki, Gilmore Girls alum. They put Jared Padalecki in just, like, a Party City white wig and, like, a white beard.
Their budget was zero at this point.
Their budget was zero. They run out of money. They run out of show. Everyone is at the end of the rope. I know that cast and crew was just wrapping it up.
They're like, I'm done. Gaffer was already packed, ready to go, and they're like, we're still actually not wrapped for the day.
And he's like, turn on a light switch. I'm out.
Too bad.
It's the ugliest, weirdest. He just dies of old age all by himself, unmarried, no kids. Or no, he's married and has kids, right? I don't remember. Anyways, I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if it's confirmed if they end up in heaven or hell. I know the car went to heaven, though.
The car went to heaven.
They showed their iconic car.
The beautiful car. 1967 Chevy Impala.
They show the stupid car goes to heaven. But
which, you know what, Slay? That's camp. That's camp.
That car didn't do anything wrong.
No, just driving around.
And let him go to heaven.
But it was such a disappointing ending for such a long show.
Yeah.
Did not respect the characters at all. But anyway, we were super into Supernatural,
which is super embarrassing.
I don't know. I think it's kind of camp.
It is camp. I will say, you know what? High five for us for not doing Super Who or wait, what?
Super Who?
Super Who?
No, not doing Doctor Who or Sherlock.
Or Sherlock. I never thought Benedict Cumberbatch was handsome. You could not have tricked me into that.
No.
He has always looked a little bit like an alien to me.
Yeah, save him for someone else.
Yeah.
Pass. Double it, give it to the next person.
Exactly.
Not me. Not me.
So that was high school. Fandom-ish. And then, what have we been into?
Avatar. I watched Avatar multiple times.
I love Avatar Last Airbender. I'm rewatching it right now.
Being completely honest, we watched a few episodes
before we recorded this.
And
it put us in a great mood. It's a great show.
It's a great show. The thing is, it's honestly one of the best shows ever written. Not just kids, not just animated. One of the best shows ever written. Period.
And you're not crazy for saying that. You're not crazy for saying that at all.
Thank you.
It is literally Avatar Last Airbender is a show where you can tell the writer had a plan.
Yes.
And
it's 3 seasons long.
3 seasons.
It's
boom, boom, boom.
It is exactly as long as it needed to be.
Yeah.
There's like one filler episode.
Which one?
Like the Canyon one.
Oh, Canyon one. I guess there's a beach episode.
But the beach episode was necessary.
It was a load-bearing beach episode.
That was a load-bearing beach episode. For Azula to say, that's a sharp outfit, Chan, so you better be careful. It's so sharp it could puncture the hull of a Fire Navy ship, leaving thousands to drown at sea. That's important. That's important to the plot.
The plot needed that to move along. Not a filler episode.
I guess
Canyon episode in season 1. And then, I guess there's the one where it's like all the little micro episodes.
Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Tales of Ba Sing Se. But that's not a filler episode. That one also is important because it makes me cry.
Yeah.
Leaves from the Vine.
Appa's Lost Days. Oof. That one's necessary, but also, what the fuck, man?
Man.
That one hurts like a bitch.
Do not make me watch a fantastical creature go through pain.
It's the worst.
He's just a big guy.
He just wants to be with Aang and the gang.
Anyways.
Love Avatar.
Love Avatar Last Airbender. I just feel like there's a lot of media out. Like, modern media that just... They don't have a fucking plan.
They don't have a plan.
Like, Game of Thrones.
I never liked Game of Thrones. I watched 4 seasons of it.
Uh-huh.
And I never really liked it. I never was really into it.
I have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. I know, based on my love of Lord of the Rings, that I probably will like it. And also based on the fact that everyone says it's the best show ever created, minus the last season. So I'm assuming I'd like it. That's a lot. But also, I take your word. I value your opinion, my man.
I like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I really enjoy them. I really enjoy those movies. I think they're very well made.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see anything I can't see anything in Game of Thrones. First of all, the coloring in that show is so bad.
Yeah.
It's way too dark. Mm-hmm. It's way too
Even
dark.
in the early seasons?
It's so dark.
Okay.
Like,
I think what I love so much about Lord of the Rings is that it shows you this beautiful, whimsical fantasy land, so you know what's at stake. Mm-hmm. Whereas at Game of Thrones, I feel like it all looks pretty dreary.
It all is like, all of it's not great. Also, like, if you think that, like, some of the people in Lord of the Rings are, like, similar looking, or they have, like, kind of similar names, it is 10 times worse
in Game of Thrones
because everyone is dressed the same. Everyone's in the same environment. Everyone's related to each other.
Ew.
And so I'm like, who are you? It's just literally, it's just another white guy with white hair with some last name. And I can't tell what's going on.
Well, that's troubling.
And I was not, it's not like I was, like, not paying attention. I was watching it. I was trying to give it my all. I watched 4 seasons. I gave it a good run. I did not like it. I tried to watch House of the Dragon. I don't like it.
And that's fair. And also, you know what? Just as a side note, I think the amount of shown sexual assault is a little much.
It is a lot.
It is a lot, because, like, you know none of this is real, and you don't have to show it, right?
Yeah. Like, you could show it off screen. You don't have to include it. Like...
It could happen off screen. I understand, like, war and, like, rape happens in war.
And, like, pillaging.
But you know what mainly also happens in war? If you're gonna be so, like, accurate, you know what happens? Lots of people shit themselves to death.
Yeah.
Number 1 cause of death, Civil War, people shit themselves to death.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, and that if you're gonna show people raping each other, okay, show me some man-ass absolutely leaking.
Ew.
To me, they're both equally gross.
They are gross, but I hated the way you said that.
You know what? I don't care. If you're gonna rape, it's, like, necessary to the plot for me to show this, like, beautiful character getting all of her power removed from, like, all of her agency removed by being raped by someone else. If you're gonna show that, alright, show me the fallen soldiers that shit themselves to death in this fantasy land. If you're gonna be accurate.
Show accurate both sides of the coin.
Both sides. If you're gonna be accurate, which what does that even mean in
this
fantasy world?
It's
made up.
Fantasy.
It's made up.
That's like, remember whenever
you have full control not to show rape.
People were so mad about, like,
Little
in
Mermaid?
House of the Dragon, like, one of the lords was black. And he was a lord. Yeah. And people were like, it's actually not accurate to, like, the time period. And it's like, there's fucking dragons!
Not accurate to what? What is your baseline?
What is it? There are dragons? What are you talking about?
You gotta remember that it's not real, Chief. You gotta remember.
You look stupid right now. You look dumb and you look broke.
You look stupid, you look broke, you look musty.
You look musty, crusty, dusty, disgusting. I don't want to talk to you.
You sound so stupid.
Look in the mirror, take a shower, touch grass, and maybe we can talk.
Then we can talk.
Maybe.
So
anyways. I don't understand the Game of Thrones fandom. I don't. I get cosplaying as Emilia Clarke's character because she's a baddie. She looks cool. Her costumes are cool. I just don't get the show.
I have not given the show a chance, so I cannot really speak on it. Jury's out. Except for the sexual assault thing, and then, like, they're like, oh, it's, like, accurate. I'm like, accurate to what?
To
bitch?
what?
Also, it's a show. You cannot show things. Maybe
you can
good storytelling
things out.
Yeah, good storytelling can be implied. You asshats.
Yeah, they're really taking that show don't tell to heart.
Ugh. Anyways.
So yeah, I was never really part of that fandom.
We were not really a part of Game of Thrones. Did not subscribe to that. But why did I bring up Game of Thrones? I was saying Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yes,
they planned. Whereas Game of Thrones, there was no plan. The writers wanted the show to be done, and so they just blew up the entire show in the last season so they could go do... I think they went and worked on Star Wars, actually, and then they went and destroyed fucking Star Wars. So it's like, okay, you know what?
You don't get to touch anything anymore.
You literally... Okay, the Disney trilogy, like the Disney trilogy of Star Wars, Force Awakens and all those, they did not have a fucking plan.
No, J.J. Abrams literally was like, oh yeah, I just like opening questions up and then never answering them.
Fuck you, that's not how Star Wars works. Star Wars is a very simple story.
Yeah.
Love. Light, good, dark, bad. But can we have both? That's a good question.
Who's to say?
Prophecy.
Guess we'll find out.
There's a chosen one. Like, family. Love. Lightsaber. It's not that complicated, and you fucked it up.
Stupid ass bitch,
J.J. Abrams.
Look at me, J.J. Abrams. Look at me.
Look at me.
Stupid.
I I did like the Star Trek movies, though. Not the third one. Wait, which one did I not like? I don't remember.
I haven't seen all of them, so I can't say about that.
Jury's out. Anyways, so Avatar: Last Airbender, it's just rare for a piece of media nowadays to feel like have like some sort of semblance of a plan.
A plan and a solid ending point.
And a solid ending point. So many shows, if they can keep going, they'll just keep going and then run themselves into the ground.
And they're like, oh, like they'll just do it for the money, not the storytelling of it all.
Or Netflix kills shows after like a second season.
Mm-hmm. Which is super frustrating as well.
It's like, I feel like modern media is not giving writers a chance to breathe and give a full story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Avatar was it was full story,
perfect,
wrapped up, beautiful.
And I'll rewatch. I remember one time I watched it all the way through and I was like, perfect, and watched it all the way through again.
Here we go.
I was like, this is awesome.
It's just, and for a show to I didn't watch Avatar: Last Airbender growing up. I watched it the first time during COVID, and I was like, damn. Like, even though like the humor's kind of like corny, it's definitely for like a little kid. This shit bangs.
It's still funny. It's lighthearted, but then like there's really sad moments.
Oh, there's a lot of heart in it.
And it's like
great animation too.
Dang, like you feel it.
I feel like the animation is not given enough credit because it is sort of anime inspired, but anime has a lot of like tricks and like symbolism and stuff that it can like rely on to show things. So if they're doing a fight, they do like a freeze frame. They don't actually show them like fully making the motion. They might just do like a freeze frame and then like show like blurred lines. They never do that in Avatar. Yeah. They show these characters fully doing all of their movements and their martial arts. They don't do any sort of like, not cop-outs, but they show it like as if they're filming. But it's animated. I just think that's really fucking cool. Anyways,
the world building's really good. Like, we can go on and on and on about it, but this is one of the best shows ever.
I love Avatar: Last Airbender. It's goated.
Speaking of Avatar, another Avatar that I love the Avatar movies. I love the Avatar movies. I don't care.
I don't understand.
I love the world.
Jake Sully.
I know there's problems with it. I know people have problems with it. I get it.
Almost no story.
James Cameron like said some problematic things. I get it. I still love the world of Pandora. I want to go to Pandora so bad. I want to be a 10-foot blue alien. I just want to be chilling. I want to touch the pretty leaves. I want to swim in the pretty water. I want to be there. I want to be there.
I wish, bestie, that I could relate to you on this. I watch the movie, it happens to me, and then I never think about it.
I thought about the first Avatar for so long when I was younger. For so long. I saw it and I was like, my mind has truly been inspired. My mind is truly open.
I think you might be the only person. Everyone saw the movie and was like, damn, that was cool, and then forgot about it for years.
The thing is, I never understood why. Because I was like, it's so good. I loved it. I think the technical aspects of it are so impressive. And I really admire how James Cameron was like, I'm gonna wait until the technology is ready for like what I want to do.
I do respect that, because
sometimes people don't.
Some George Lucas, his ass did not wait, and it looked janky as hell.
It did not look good.
He could have waited just a little bit longer.
He could have just waited till like 2008, 2009, and it would have been so much better.
Oh, it would have been goated.
But instead,
he was like, nope.
Didn't look great.
Let's
see. What else? What other fandoms?
We were in Shadow and Bone for a minute.
Shadow and Bone. Girl. I love the Grishaverse. I love the Grishaverse as well. I love the Grishaverse.
Shadow and Bone is a book series. It has one season on Netflix.
Season 2 is coming out this week.
Season 2 is coming out this week.
May 16th.
May 16th.
March 16th.
March 16th.
March 16th, it's coming out.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes. So, Thursday.
Wow. Well, that's exciting.
I'm very excited. I love the books. I started with Crooked King, I started with Six of Crows.
I'm gonna have lots of new TV to watch.
I know.
Because Love and Death is coming out. I'm so excited. I really hope I'm in the credits. I don't know if I'm gonna be, though. Because I worked weird, time periods, so I don't know if they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know when she works, we'll just leave her out.
Huh. I think they have to mark it or something. I hope the scene I'm in is in it.
Me too. If y'all don't know, we worked on a show that's shot in Austin.
It's called Love and Death. It's on HBO.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Jesse Plemons. Ritter, Jesse Plemons. Katrina did costume PA.
Yeah.
And I was a background extra.
So it was really fun.
It was very cool. Very
The show is set in the 70s. So the costumes were all really cool. It was very fun to work with.
But Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and Bone.
It's just magic, and it's just so much fun. But I think the Six of Crows books are better.
I could not finish Six of Crows.
I think that's crazy.
I know, everyone tells me Six of Crows is the best one, and I don't know why I was struggling to read it so bad. I think it was because it was switching between characters.
Yes.
And if I got stuck on a character I didn't like, I thought was boring, I was like, I don't want to read this chapter, so then I just closed the book.
That would just encourage me to finish up the chapter faster so I could get to who I wanted to. Like, I wanted to be
your motive.
in Jesper's world. I wanted to be in Inej's world. I wanted to be in Kaz's world. Mateus, like, whatever. Like, Wyland's cool.
See,
I like Nina.
I read all the first 3 of the Shadow and Bone books, not Six of Crows. And I think the writing, I consumed them so quickly. I read them so fast.
Yeah.
I think if I reread them, I'd be like, damn, these books are ass.
Yeah, they're definitely... it's their first book.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, like, more juvenile. Like, it is a different audience in general.
Yeah.
But I think, like the duology Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, such solid writing. And if you do want to, read the best book in the in the whole series, in my opinion... Rule of Wolves. Because that's when you get all the characters from, the Shadow and Bone, everyone from Six of Crows. You put them in this crazy, even more insane, even more intricate world where, like, everything is crazy. And it's written so well, and it just grips you. And when you put the book down, and you're like, okay, I have to go eat lunch or whatever... You just can't stop thinking about what's gonna happen next.
Wow.
And that's when you know it's good. Is when you're just like, I wonder what happens next in this book. Or, like, I wonder, like, maybe this could happen. Or maybe this could happen. Oh, I don't know. Or that could happen. Like, her writing truly, like, stepped up every single time. But King of Scars is one of the slowest books.
Yeah.
I don't think Lopak ever got through that one.
Yeah, I just read Shadow of Bones. What's the next one? What's it?
Siege and Storm.
Yeah.
And then Ruin and Rising.
They were very...
Like, you read them, you enjoyed them, but you didn't really think too much about them after.
No, and...
Yeah.
They were alright. It was very, like, girl has special power, girl's there's got a prophecy to save the world.
Chosen one.
And, like, that's good and dandy. That's bread and butter. I still eat that shit up.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
I love a good self-insert. Maybe I'm different.
But Six of Crows, just having, like, the found family. Oh, I love it. And no one has, like, and they're just little guys.
They're just little guys.
They're just little guys who want to be respected.
I gotta remember that.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Speaking of found family, favorite tropes?
I love found family. I love enemies to lovers.
Who don't love enemies to lovers, man?
I love enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers gotta be, like... I don't know who came up with... I'm trying to think of what the oldest example is of enemies to lovers.
Romeo and Juliet.
No, they liked each other, though. Their families hated each other.
I don't know.
Shit, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Oldest example.
If someone else says Romeo and Juliet, that'd be funny.
That'd be funny, but it'd be wrong. There's only one bed at the end. Ooh.
I do love a one-bed trope.
It's so good.
It's
nightmare trope. Ooh, I'm injured and my enemy has to take care of me.
Yes,
trope.
yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Whenever they're like,
who did this to you?
Yes, yes. I love it.
I eat that shit up.
I'm like, who did do this to you?
Wow, who did this to you?
Right now, I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury.
I hated those books.
I think they're fine. I don't get the hype around them. I don't care what everyone's like. They're my favorite books ever.
The court of blank and blank.
Thorns and Roses.
Those are the ones with the elves, right?
Yes.
I thought it was some of the worst writing. I could not read it.
I think it's fine. I think it's good. I'm like, you know what? I'm not thinking it's no like Six of Crows. It's no like Rule of Wolves. But I'm like, you know what? I just need like a book to read that just takes me somewhere else, and it's doing that for me, which is good. I think another book that really like or like another fandom I think I'm in, Attack on Titan and like Jujutsu Kaisen.
I don't know why I struggle to get into. I think a lot of animes might just be too dark for me. Like kind of violent and dark.
Well, I mean, there's so many different ones. Like
I'm talking about like the popular. I'm talking about those two mainly.
Okay. I find Maid-sama.
I did like Maid-sama. If it's a 1-season romance anime, I might watch it.
Have you seen Fruits Basket?
Aw, Fruits Basket is so cute.
I liked Fruits Basket.
I read Fruits Basket whenever I was little.
You read it? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. No, because I read all of Attack on Titan because season 4 had
this says
part
Gilgamesh.
1. Oh, I read Gilgamesh. Who's part of the Gilgamesh fandom? Can you please stand up? I'm standing up right now.
Gilgamesh and Enkidu. I forgot. Is there a gay plot, or do they just love each other in a male camaraderie sort of way? I mainly remember Enkidu sleeping with that prostitute for like a week to become human. I don't remember. Okay, Benedict and Beatrice. What about Pride and Prejudice? That's maybe not old enough. Pride and Prejudice is enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Briseis and Achilles count from the Iliad?
Achilles?
I don't remember. Did he have like an enemy to lover situation?
Isn't that like that one book?
Not to put
Achilles. Wait, isn't it called The Song of Achilles?
This is just from the Iliad. I mean,
I don't know. I'm thinking of
not to put it so simply, but he basically slaughtered her entire family, and then they become lovers.
Okay, that sounds enemies to lovers.
That sounds pretty enemies to lovers.
If someone slaughtered my whole family, I'd be like, you might up now.
That's fair. Anyways, I love enemies to lovers. I love whenever
I love enemies to lovers. I love enemies to lovers.
I love whenever two people who are enemies, or maybe they're just like they just are very stubborn. Maybe not full on enemies, but then they like have to stay somewhere and there's only one bed, and then like one of them takes the floor.
But they're like, get up here.
Or
they're scared, so then they're like, can you it's cold.
Yeah. You notice they're shivering, you're like, oh, get up here. And then they have to like share a bed and like
cuddle a little bit.
And then they wake up and they're cuddling.
But no.
I don't think I'll ever outgrow that.
No.
I read it and it's the same thing every time. I know it's coming and I'm like, yes.
Thing is, I know exactly what the doctor is ordering, and I'm prepared.
I know exactly.
But sometimes it's not as done as well as others.
Oh yeah, there's been good versions, there's been bad versions. There was a lot of like it was for the girls. There was a lot of girly tropes in the Disney particularly The Last Jedi. Like Rey and Kylo, they were, oh my god, they were hot.
Whenever they fought together and she grabs his thigh and she kicks someone.
Oh,
bitch.
A man thigh grab in this Disney movie.
And he's just big.
He is big, but that's not a part of the plot.
It's part of my plot.
Right. So, I think...
I love enemies to lovers.
Yeah, enemies to lovers.
But anyway.
I loved Raylo. I was cringe.
There's no such thing as cringe.
There's no such thing as
except the cringe, and you are free.
Yeah. But also, I was just like, man, I hope this girl character and this evil guy character kiss. He literally, like, ran Han Solo through, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But will they kiss?
Self-insert, I am Rey.
It's very easy to self-insert as Rey, because there's barely any character
There's not a lot of character.
Not gonna get into that, though. Nah, I'm not mad. I'm not gonna get into it.
J.J. Abrams, stupid. But yes, very much into Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen.
I could not get into Attack on Titan. I know that's like crazy to say.
I couldn't either at first.
It's just so violent and so dark.
It's very violent.
It's so dark and seems so hopeless. And at the time, my life was like Attack on Titan in that things felt dark and things felt hopeless. And they were. And so I didn't want that. I wanted to do escapism.
Not self-insert.
It was very stressful.
That's fair.
I think I had a stress nightmare that was like Attack on Titan based. I only saw like a couple episodes.
I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, I had no idea what to expect. I was like, oh, I heard people like this show. So I watched the first episode and then his mom got eaten and I was like, what is going on. And then I closed it, and then I watched it again. I was like, oh wow, this is actually like a masterpiece. This is very, very good.
I know it's a masterpiece. I just can't get into it. It's so...
It's very dark, but like,
understand this, my life is at the point where the darkness is real, so I watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and I feel a lot better.
That's fine.
That's escapism. That's nice. It's sweet. It's for kids. I watch Attack on Titan, I get scared and I feel the darkness creeping in.
I remember I literally I watched it till season 4, the first part.
I also don't like any of this part business. I think it's annoying.
Okay, I'm annoyed by that too. Because they
were
like,
say it's a new season.
Exactly. They were like, oh, it's just gonna be split into 2 seasons. Like, season 4 is gonna be split into 2 seasons. I'm like, fair, you know what? There's a lot of information. It's the last season. Make it go big.
Yeah.
Give us some now. Give us some later. And now they're splitting it up into a 3rd season, which it's already out, but I need to figure out how to watch it.
So there's a 3rd part
So
to
there's
the
a
last
3rd
season?
part to the season.
Is this the final part, though?
God, I hope so. I already know what happened because I had to read the manga to finish it because I had to know what happened.
Uh-huh.
And it's good. It's great. I'm excited to watch it. But yeah. And then also, currently reading the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I'm almost done with all the parts that are out. But that, I think he's like ongoingly putting out. Like, it's like still not done. But things are happening in it and I'm very sad.
Jujutsu Kaisen also...
I think that one's, it's not as dark. It's more like funny, silly.
The premise is kind of dark. I think just, the darkness in my life was so real that I couldn't handle the fake demons.
Okay.
The demons
were scary. Sillily drawn demons? I was going to say Siemens.
The silly Siemens? No. The demons and, the fighting. No, the demons, the fighting. Also the premise. He's supposed to die in order to kill the demon that he's carrying around, right?
Yeah, but also, like, there's things going on.
I know there's things going on, obviously, since he's still alive and kicking. But, like, that premise made me upset. Because I'm like, oh, he's just a sweet little guy with pink hair.
Yeah.
And it upset me, so I turned it off. That's why I couldn't watch Breaking Bad for the longest time. They chemically melted down a dead body in, like, the 2nd episode. And I was like, oh.
I was eating something when I watched that. And I was like, I never have, like, a queasy stomach. But I saw that and I was like, I might throw up.
It was pretty visceral. I'm also not very sensitive to, like, blood and gore.
But that one,
I was like, the darkness is real. Things are terrible. I'm not gonna watch this show.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm in, like, halfway through season 2, I think, of Breaking Bad. And I'll be honest, I don't get it yet. I know he hasn't broken bad quite yet.
No.
I know he becomes, like, a real kingpin or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really interesting. But so far, I'm like, if I was just watching this on my own and I had zero influence of people telling me that this is the best show ever, I would have stopped, like, after season 1. It doesn't interest me.
I just wanted to watch it.
I'm a girl and I don't have any interest in this.
I just wanted to watch it because...
I'm girly, by the way.
I just wanted to get all the jokes online.
Yeah, I do like feeling less left out.
The memes are so funny. But I will say, I think the last 3 episodes of season 4 of Breaking Bad are some of my favorite. Season 4, episode 11, the last 5-10 minutes, I literally was shitting my pants.
You were shitting your pants?
My pants were shat.
You shat? What?
My pants.
Oh my god.
I know.
Wow.
It was so good. It was very good. I literally, my jaw was dropped. My pants were shat. I was so shook.
Wow.
So.
I hope the same thing happens to me.
Right? Doesn't everyone?
Doesn't everyone? What is on your, I need to watch this? Like, what's your watch list?
My watch list?
You need to watch Normal People.
Yeah.
Listen. I know I keep on telling you it made me cry, and it's like the saddest and horniest show ever.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if I'm emotionally ready. It's not so much the darkness, but am I good for that? You know what I mean?
It might be too sad and too horny. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But also at the same time, it's so good. Let me look at what's my watch list.
I don't know what I want. I want to watch the new episode. I want to watch the new episodes of, what's it called? I want to watch the new episodes of Shadow and Bone whenever they come out.
Shadow and Bone.
And I want to watch the season finale of The Last of Us
The Last of Us. I have not. I think The Last of Us has been kind of mid. I don't quite understand why everyone's.
I really liked it.
I liked the sad episode 3.
Episode 3.
But other than that, I'm kind of like, the show's like fine.
I'm enjoying it. It does make me want to play the game.
I'm sure the game is super fun. It just kind of makes me want to watch a better zombie show. It makes me want to watch The Walking Dead.
I was so into The Walking Dead. I remember. But I did get, once one of my favorite characters was killed, because it's based on a comic, right?
Right.
And so, like, in the comic, he doesn't die.
Uh-huh.
And in the show, he died in a super stupid way, which was really annoying.
Was it just a conflict with the actor? The actor wanted to leave?
No.
They just decided to kill him off?
From what I've heard, also
don't spoil it.
I know, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
But the network was like, yeah, no, like you're still on, like you're still good, and then killed him off like almost immediately into like the new season.
That's disrespectful.
Which was really sad. And I was at that point, it was getting so slow, and every episode felt like a filler episode where nothing was moving the plot forward. Where I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, I know that happened to Walking Dead. I do want to watch the early seasons, though.
But the early seasons, like Abe, what's his name? Whoever plays Rick Grimes, I want to say Abe Lincoln, but I know that's not his name.
Abe Lincoln?
Andrew Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
He's a great actor. John Bernthal is so amazing in it. Like John Bernthal's so good in it. It's such a good show. Like and Denai Garai. I'm not saying her name right. She plays Michonne. She's amazing in it. I love her. I wish it was better than it ended up being.
My list. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Finish Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Rewatch Succession.
Yes.
This is my watch list with my boyfriend. It's not my personal watch list. So he's making me watch Breaking Bad because he loves Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for him to break bad. I'm getting a little tired. Succession. I watch Succession. Love Succession. I know he'd love it. I'm going to make him watch it, and I get to rewatch it.
And you got to get ready for May.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
Season 4.
And then Fleabag. I have 1 episode left.
Oh.
I really like it. It's just such a quick watch, and it's just like, wow, this is perfect.
It's very fun.
It's good. Normal People. I want Alec to watch it. The Boys. Alec wants me to watch it. Chuck. Y'all know about Chuck with Zachary Levi? Most people don't.
I do.
It's a good show. Better Call Saul.
I want to watch Better Call Saul.
Watchmen.
Oh, I've heard of that. I don't really know too much about it.
Daredevil. I want to watch it for the fight scenes. It's got, apparently for TV, it's got some great fight scenes. And then I want to give Game of Thrones a try. The old college try.
Tell me what you think of it.
And then I want to watch Andor, which is a Star Wars show. I was getting all the Star Wars shows and everything, I was getting so worn out. And also, I put Star Wars on pause just because I watched, like, Star Wars was, like, me and my mom's thing. Like, my dad hates Star Wars and sci-fi.
He wants Nicholas Sparks.
He wants Nicholas Sparks and James Bond. He likes very grounded movies. My dad, I tried making him watch Pirates of the Caribbean, and he got nightmares. He was having a really fun time up until they turned into skeletons.
And he was like, "Oh, shiver me timbers."
He was shivering in his timbers.
He was shaking in his boots.
He's shaking in his boots. He literally said when the skeletons happened, which was like such an iconic moment, everyone's like, "Whoa!" He said, he turned to me and he said, "Why did they go and ruin this good movie?" Yeah. So, anyways.
I love it.
All sci-fi and fantasy had to be watched with mom.
Yeah.
So, Star Wars was like me and my mom's jam. And we would watch The Mandalorian together and stuff. And like, with more Star Wars stuff coming out, it felt gross and wrong to watch it without her. Because she passed away recently. Or not recently, but about a year ago. And I was like, I'm not going to watch Star Wars without her.
Yeah.
That seems...
Give it a break.
I'm going to let it breathe. And so... But I heard great things about Andor, so...
Yes, I did hear so much about it. I don't really want to watch it. I'm just not really like...
It's very separated out. There's no... Y'all know about Glub Shitto? That's an iconic... Glup Shido is like this iconic Tumblr post where it's like, I hate not being in the Star Wars fandom and listening to people talk about Star Wars because they're always like, oh my god, did you see that Glup Shido's back? And they're right. A lot of Star Wars stuff is just, oh my god, so-and-so is back. Holy shit, I can't believe Glup Shido was in that episode of The Mandalorian.
I do love that. Glup Shido. I don't know what else I want to watch. I'm just trying to finish, I'm just kind of like wandering by. I need to finish Nathan For You. I need to finish Fleabag. I'm like almost
I'm in the
done.
Nathan For You fandom. I really gotta watch.
I am almost done with season 4. Here's the thing. I have a very bad habit of starting things, getting to the very last episode, and then never finishing them.
The Witcher much?
The Witcher.
Laura's the biggest Henry Cavill stan ever.
He is my boy. That's my boy.
That's my boy.
And I didn't finish The Witcher. I will watch things till the last episode and not finish them.
I find that so strange.
I don't know why. It's so annoying.
It's very odd.
Because I'm almost done with Nathan For You. Might as well finish it, but then I don't.
I gotta stay loyal to the Nathan For You fandom.
I'm a For Youer.
Nathan Fielder will be fine if you don't watch all of his stuff.
The For You page? No, it's the
Nathan For You page. It's super funny.
Okay, let's do a very quick fire round, because this episode's kind of long already.
Yeah.
We should do, quick fire round. Like, let's, you back and forth. Okay. Someone you want to cosplay as. Go.
Wonder Woman. Katniss.
Korra.
Shigo.
Katniss.
Katara.
Padme.
Oh shit, Padme.
Okay.
I was Padme for Halloween.
You were Padme for Halloween. Very beautiful Padme.
Oh, thank you.
I want to be Inej as well.
Inej from Shadow and Bone.
Yes.
I think I'm out.
That's it?
Who else?
I also, I don't know.
There's this one character from Stargate Atlantis that I really like, but y'all don't know about Stargate Atlantis.
Y'all know cool like that.
Y'all don't know about Stargate Atlantis.
Y'all don't know about Stargate Atlantis.
That's okay. It's like a Canadian sci-fi show.
I also want to cosplay as like Avatar. Like,
you want to do the blue getup?
Yes!
Oh my god!
I also want to cosplay as like Katara and Suki.
Oh, Suki's cool as hell.
Also Azula. She's a bad bitch.
Azula's so evil.
She's so evil.
I also miss villains. I feel like modern stuff, like everyone's scared to have a real villain who's just bad and evil for the sake of being bad and evil.
Just let people be evil.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk real quick? About the loss of literacy? Okay, the loss of people being able to comprehend that things are made for a reason. That not everyone has to be PC in a fictional story. Universe, because there has to be bad guys. There has to be a protagonist. There has to be a problem.
People have to make mistakes in order for a story to happen.
Oh god.
And literally Twitter has like rotted young people's brains. People
will be like, she's a bad character because she's slut-shamed. She's the villain. She's the villain.
Are you stupid? You can even have a main character that like says something that's not PC, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's alright. They're fictional. They're flawed. They're human.
They're flawed characters. I am so sick. And I think that's why there's no more, like, there's no Disney villains anymore.
No.
Like,
speaking of Disney villains, it'd be fun to be Ursula.
Ursula's cool. Anyways, would you be like Human Lady Ursula?
No. Ooh, Human Lady Ursula would be cute, though.
She bad. Yeah. No. Okay, literally, like, the villains in modern Disney movies are always, like, unresolved family trauma is the real villain. I'm like, boo! Shut up!
Maybe you're right.
Give me someone whose eyes glow green.
Yes!
And breathe smoke. Where are the demons?
Where are the campy bad guys inspired by drag queens? Where are they?
Where are the queer-coded evil villains that are just being bad for the theatrics of it all?
That's so fun.
Ugh.
And then people will be like, oh my gosh. Not so much like for books. I'm thinking of this very specific Taylor Swift lyric and someone being like, oh my gosh, the rust between our telephones. Oh my gosh, it's because they haven't called each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
They're like, she's so clever for that. Bro, it's literally a metaphor. It's literally a metaphor.
Literally. I cannot stand. Like,
It is
people not
It is basic English, like, symbolism.
take an English class that is required of you at public school. Just pay a little bit attention, and I think maybe you'll enjoy all of the lyrics you learn from Taylor Swift.
All the lyrics, all the books, maybe you'll enjoy them a little bit more.
Maybe you'll become, like, I don't know.
Because
maybe
you're like, wow, there's so much, like, literary symbolism. Like,
people, whenever they say things, they're not just saying things.
there's things, like, underneath what they're saying. I'm reading between the lines.
I'm really
here.
reading between the lines here on this Taylor Swift lyric metaphor.
But rest between our telephones. Oh, maybe that means that
they're talking. Oh my gosh. Because something's wrong. Something's
in the relationship.
In the relationship.
What?
No
Guys,
shit.
did you see this?
Oh my god.
And they'll go on Twitter and be like, oh my gosh, like, literally, did you see it?
Yes. Taylor Swift's so smart. She hid this message in her song.
It is a literary device. It is a literary device.
Taylor Swift invented metaphor. It's exhausting. This is not a dig at Taylor Swift. This is a dig at how stupid people are these days.
Yeah. Learn a literary device.
Just one.
One.
Figure out metaphors.
Read a book.
Read a book.
And understand that villains are bad and that people can make mistakes in books.
Stop trying to cancel fictional characters. That was an annoying thing that would happen all the time. They're like, oh my god, so-and-so is canceled because, like, they said this. And I'm like, why? What is wrong with you?
Go touch grass.
Go touch grass. That character is a character. They're not real. And if they didn't make a mistake, then
it would be a boring story. And also, there are definitely times whenever, like, authors talk about something,
and you can tell
and they do it in
agree.
a very gross way.
Yeah, they, like, might agree or endorse the gross thing. Okay,
yeah.
That's where you gotta, like, take a look, and take
be
a
like,
pause.
oh, actually, like, the author has some bad views.
They might subscribe to this. This character isn't just flawed. The author actually likes this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
take
fine.
a step back. Then that happens. But for you to just be like, this is a bad book because this character is bad, bruh. Embarrassing.
It's so annoying.
Embarrassing.
Maybe if you learned some of those literary devices, you'd be able to tell the difference between bad character and bad author. Goodness. Pay attention in English class, kiddies. Don't fall asleep on Zoom.
Do not fall asleep on Zoom.
Anyways, this was supposed to be kind of... We planned this to be sort of like a cringe culture episode, but we ended up just talking about things that we really liked.
Yeah.
And just putting it all out there.
And we're not ashamed of any of this, because if you embrace the cringe, then you are free.
Right.
And if you hold cringe over someone's head, take a look in the mirror, because it might be the cringe is you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Bars.
Oh, I just remembered one thing that actually I am embarrassed about. I really fucking love Winx Club.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so slay.
It's slay!
I'm like, oh my gosh, magical girl transformation. Yeah, that's one. Do you have any?
Do I?
Do you? I know there's something you watched that you were like, man, it wasn't the mermaid show. H2O? No.
H2O. I loved H2O.
I feel like there's something you watched a lot of that I was like, I know you don't tell people about this. I can't remember what it is, though. You really do love Spartacus, though.
I love Spartacus.
Nobody knows about this show.
It's an Australian show. Actually, I think it's New Zealand. It's either New Zealand or Australian. All the actors...
underground Australia.
The indie Australia.
Indie Australia, New Zealand.
Like, it's either indie or Australia. It's either
New Zealand
or Australian, but it's a show about Spartacus. And the thing is
super gory.
Super gory. It's super there's a lot of sex in it, okay? There's a lot of sex,
a lot of butts,
a lot of boobs,
and butts.
And
do you ever see peen?
Yeah.
They show peen?
A lot.
Okay, good for them.
But like, and it's not like in a sexual manner either. They'll be
just
like
hanging brain.
Well, I've never heard that before.
I guess hanging brain is like an old-timey term. It's like an 80s term.
I get it.
For just like letting them things hang.
Okay. Word. No,
Word.
But like they're in like they're in like the bath. But like, you know how like in olden days it wasn't like a bath. They were just like
bathhouse.
Yeah, they're like it's like the slaves' quarters.
Okay.
So like they're just cleaning themselves off, and they're just chilling.
And they're just hanging brain.
And everything's But like I really like the plot of it. I don't care. It's a
think
comfort
super
show. I think I've watched it 4 times. It's camp. It's so camp. The thing is,
do they have like those really weird CGI blood spurts?
They do. That's the one with it is the one with the blood spurts. They'll show someone like cutting someone's neck open, and like the back is so obviously CGI, and they'll just have like the blood spurt on the camera, and it's just, and they're like, ugh. It's like a really campy roar in the background from like the Gladiator. He's like, "Argh!" It's awesome. I love Spartacus.
I don't understand.
Do not watch it
like,
if
this
you
is not
are
a
tender-hearted.
This is not a recommendation.
Every time I tell people about it, I'm like, don't watch it. Yeah. I don't recommend this to anyone. I love it.
Yeah.
This is for me.
And you understand that most people would not enjoy it.
I don't think most people would.
I have a lot of respect for the fact that they hang brain and they show peen in a show, because I hate whenever like they're like, ooh, we're gonna be bad, show nudity, and like they only show bobs. They show bobs. And then sometimes they'll show male ass. And male ass is like something I don't want to see, especially like I don't want to see surprise male ass.
That's always the worst surprise.
It's the
jump
worst.
Scare.
Jump scare. Oh, jump scare. Jump scare.
What's his name?
Oh my god, Ben Affleck.
Yes. Whenever I see his male ass in Gone Girl, jump scare.
Jump scare. I literally knocked a star off of my review because I was like, fuck y'all for making me look at Ben Affleck's ass unprompted.
There was no reason. There was no reason. He could have just been in the shower, and I could have just seen him waist up.
And I'd been like, oh, I believe that he's naked. I can use context clues
to show that he's in the shower.
I paid attention to English class. I know if Ben Affleck is standing in a shower at a movie, that he is probably unclothed.
That makes sense to me.
Don't show me his ass.
I don't want to see his butt. Or like in Midsummer.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways, I don't like whenever they're like, yeah, we'll do nudity, and then it's just bobs. They'll show lady bobs. They'll show boobies. They'll show breasts.
If you're gonna do it,
but then they'll just then no peen.
Or if they do, they'll show like the full male. They'll show the full female body.
Yeah.
And never ever.
They'll never show a guy's manhood.
No.
I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm just saying
I don't.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Put that shit away.
Put that shit away.
That's no.
But I do want things to be equal.
But if you're gonna
if you're gonna show a naked lady,
show a naked man.
Show him up. Let that thing hang. I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see
but
it.
I want
but that's
equality. That's equality.
That's equality. That's feminism.
And I fight for that. Don't want to see it though.
I don't want to see it.
It's just something about the way men are built. I just like most of them. Their ass is just. I'm not supposed to see it.
That's something for you and God.
That it is. Male ass is just between them and God.
Maybe their significant other. Maybe. On a good day.
And they glow because they've never seen the sun.
It's so bright.
Ugh.
It's a bright white.
It's unnatural.
Go take them cheeks out, man.
Go take
tan them cheeks.
Go tan them cheeks.
How do we go from cringe culture to
I don't know how you brought up Spartacus, and I asked I asked if they showed peen because I knew you said there's a lot of nudity.
It is.
And I assumed it was just lady nudity because that's how they do it here in the States. But apparently New Zealand or / Australia.
Who's to say?
They hang brain and show peen.
Very slay of them. And this was in like 2014.
Wow, very forward thinking.
2011, like.
Whoa, very forward thinking.
I will say, it was on Amazon Prime, and now it's not. You have to pay for an episode, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Bestie, for your birthday, I will buy Spartacus for you. So you can have that locked and loaded.
That is so funny. It is honestly just like a comfort show. I know exactly what's going to happen, and I just like the way they talk.
Do they talk like old timey?
They talk like old timey, but they also have like British Australian accents, and so it's
super confusing.
It's so
Roman.
Funny. They're Roman.
Wow.
And they'll be like break words. It's awesome.
They're breaking words.
Yeah. Whenever they're like, oh, I want to have a conversation with you, they'll be like,
let's break words.
They're like, keep haste and break words, lest whatever blah blah blah.
Keep haste and break words. I'm gonna go to the slave bathhouse.
It's awesome.
Cool.
So yeah.
Anyways, this is supposed to be a cringe episode, but instead we just
talked so much fun
about things that we're passionate about, like things we like to watch. What do y'all like to watch?
Tell us your cringe.
Yeah, tell us.
Before we tell our cringe, you tell your cringe.
Yeah, for real.
Fess up.
Fess up. What do you enjoy that you're like, ugh, I'm a little nerd, I'm a little dork.
Are you a little dork? We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
If it's something to be truly cringe about, we'll let you know.
Is there anything that you think is embarrassing to like?
Most things, like, no.
I think...
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe if you brought something up, I'd be like, okay, I can see your point. But honestly, most things,
I feel like...
as long as you're enjoying them in, like, a way that, like, no one's, like, being hurt and no one's being, like, exploited or uncomfortable, like, what's the harm?
Yeah.
Unless it's, like, people are, like, fantasizing, like, murderers and stuff. That's weird. That's not cringe. Yeah. That's disgusting.
Literally all the Jeffrey Dahmer,
like,
Ted Bundy.
Tom Bundy.
Thomas Bunster.
Sorry, Thomas.
Ugh.
No. That's disgusting.
I hate murder
Scum of
fans.
the earth.
I don't understand. Those are real people, you weirdos.
But, like, most people, it's like, whatever. Like, live your life.
Yeah.
Who am I to... I'm not gonna throw stones from a glass house. I probably do things that you think are cringe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cringe, though.
No.
And I won't cringe at you.
I mean, I guess if someone was like, I'm a huge Rita Ora fan, I'd be like...
I would take pause.
I would take pause. I'd be like,
huh?
What?
I would probably talk about you behind your back, but I wouldn't say it to your face.
I would probably go find you and be like, dude, someone just told me they're a fan of Rita Ora.
And we would go through the whole of like, oh, that's so weird, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of the day, we'd be like,
and at the end of the day, we'd be like, you know what?
I'm glad that you have something that brings you joy.
I'm glad you found Rita and Rita makes you happy.
That's good for you, and I'm glad to hear it.
This is let me just say, that was the sound of us whispering, by the way. Let me just say, like...
Whispering about you.
I know we've been trying to wrap this up. I just gotta say, Rita Ora confuses me. I don't know how she's been going to events for so long.
What is she doing?
What does she do? I don't know her music. I don't know. She doesn't make things.
Well,
so
yeah,
what does she
because
do?
she hasn't gotten 400,000 likes on a tweet.
Right. She releases music when she's ready. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, just, like, look up Rita Ora tweet.
Rita Ora tweet, 400,000.
Oh, it's so funny. Anyways, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Okay. We chit-chatted so much. We had such a long conversation. You want to hear something fun, besties? We almost did not record an episode today.
Yeah.
But we did.
Well, we did it.
And this was very fun.
We were both very sad because being young is hard.
Being young and in your 20s is difficult.
And we don't even live in the same city.
We don't.
We're best friends who don't live in the same city, who have to travel to podcast together.
It's hard, but you know what? We're dedicated. We're dedicated and we're doing it for the bit.
We really do love doing this podcast.
This is very fun.
It's just, it's so hard to travel to each other.
It's so hard to travel.
And we miss each other dearly.
So, yeah. Per. So,
and we love you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Truly, whenever like we've gotten a few messages, and whenever we have, truly, we text each other and are like, "This is the best." People are so nice.
People are so nice.
So, truly, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for the kind words.
For real, that you have no idea how much that means to us because that's just truly the icing on top of the cake because we're just having fun.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're having fun and enjoying this with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us what you think is cringe in the... Ooh, actually, you know what was kind of cringe?
What?
Hamilton.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that was cringe.
I'll be honest. I looked up Hamilton fanfiction.
Whoa.
I'm gonna self-report.
Whoa.
And we're gonna end it there.
There. Wait, don't end it there. Let me make it clear. I did not like Hamilton. Clear my name. We are associated. You gotta be careful when you just say that shit.
We both watched Hamilton.
No, we didn't.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. Stop it. I don't know any of the songs.
Do y'all know about the Thomas Jefferson Miku binder?
Oh my god, that's an iconic post. I do know about that. That shit's awesome.
If you don't know, look it up. I'm not going to explain anymore. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, tell us your questions. Tell us what you think is cringe. Tell us your fandoms. Follow us on Do It For The Bit podcast on Instagram and Do It For The Bit on Pinterest. If you have a topic request, let us know. And if you enjoyed listening to it, which I know you did, if you could please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening to us on, that would be amazing. And we would really, really appreciate it.
And yeah.
That was a lot.
Thank you so much for listening. We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.